Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So I don't know how many of you guys use Atomic Wallet. I personally don't use Atomic Wallet, and I've never even been to this site before. Crypto wallet for buying, staking, and exchanging. There are a lot of different types of wallets out there, and I know some of you guys were up in arms about the Ledger NANO story. Well, get this, guys. If you scroll down here, I saw this morning. North Korean hackers swipe over $100 million from Atomic Wallet users. I'm not going to get into that story, but it is just another opportunity to remind you guys, whether it is the Ledger or something different, please keep your cryptocurrency safe. Keep it off the exchanges. And now it looks as though even non-custodial decentralized wallets could be at risk. Nevertheless, I've never heard of the Ledger ever being hacked. There was that story a few weeks ago about, the backdoor to your private keys. Ledger did come out and clarify that, and now they're offering, I think they're kind of going to be honest between you and me, they're kind of in a bit of damage control, but they are offering a huge discount, save 30% on a Ledger Nano Color with this coupon code COLOR30 if you guys check out now. I do have an affiliate link in the description. You can use it if you want. You don't have to use it. It's not about that. It's about keeping your cryptocurrency safe and making sure you have a solution, because, last thing you want in this crypto bull run is to be hacked and robbed of your cryptocurrency. As of the time of this recording, we're seeing Bitcoin recover a little bit, trading right now at about 24,900. We're still maintaining support on here, guys. So old resistance forming new support here. And this is part and parcel to bull run. Every bull run is going to be a little bit different, but ultimately we're going to see fluctuations, ups and downs, ups and downs. Wheezy at Nerd Nation Unboxed bringing this to us. 100 million XRP worth about $51 million plus dollars moved in one single transaction. So get this, a transaction was moved. A whale address associated with BitThumb, South Korea's second largest exchange, recently moved 100 million XRP, valued at about $51 million. This transaction has triggered conjecture among investors, prompting market participants to contemplate the underlying purpose behind the action. So Whale Alert did recently post this. 100 million XRP, guys. That is a huge amount, especially for one transaction. It involved exactly 100 million XRP, worth in excess of 51 million, and it occurred today, 12:06 UTC. Whale Alert labels the sending and recipient address as unknown, but on-chain investigations suggest that they belong to BitThumb. So maybe for ODL, maybe some whales transferring XRP. Per the data from BitHop, a reliable XRP ledger explorer, the sending address was activated by BitThumb following the transaction. This address holds a balance of 260.57 million XRP. The 100 million XRP transaction represents its only outflow today, as it has only been receiving thousands of XRP from other BitThumb addresses. So that's interesting to note. And it would make sense. We are seeing larger amounts of XRP moving, as the months, years go on. More expansion is obviously creating more demand for the cryptocurrency. And this one from Michael Branch, Ripple sustains global expansion despite the pressures from the US SEC lawsuit. So guys, they are expanding in Europe. This was noted just the other day, okay? Based on the MiCA regulations, it's looking as though, and this might be kind of the blueprint for what happens in the US once we do get regulatory clarity in the US. What's happening in Europe now with Ripple, moving in because MiCA has made it clear for Europeans to adopt cryptocurrency. Ripple sustains global expansion despite the pressure from the US SEC lawsuit, with a view to penetrate deeper into Europe as MiCA becomes law. Ripple continues to push for expansion on a global scale despite despite what's going on in the US. And it is because of MiCA that they are doing this. Cindy Young, Ripple's managing director for the UK and Europe, highlighted these expansion initiatives in a recent interview at Money 2020. That event was in Europe this month. And Anthony Welfare, CBDC advisor at Ripple, called attention to the interview in a tweet from yesterday. And so he said, great interview with Sandy Young on Ripple's future prospects in Europe and CBDCs. It's really a number of different currencies and CBDCs. They're all going to be coexisting, and that kind of ability to interoperate, to go in and out, is going to be very important. So I do not have the interview up here, although it does sound like, it's no surprise Ripple's making more moves in that direction. Moving into regulated jurisdictions is obviously what the name of the game is going to be. And so I feel like they were just waiting for Europe and, of course, the big kahuna, the United States, once that is all settled. So Ripple already in the MENA region, already in Southeast Asia, already in some parts of Africa. But getting into the United States, getting into Europe, those are going to be big markets too. Cindy Young said, it's really a number of different currencies and CBDCs. They're all going to be coexisting, and that kind of ability to interoperate, to go in and out, is going to be very important. So the Europe expansion plans just make sense. And since, the MiCA regulation, as it says here, it's creating a fertile ground for Ripple's expansion into Europe. Recall that all 27 European Union finance ministries unanimously voted to pass the MiCA regulation last month. The European Parliament president signed the bill into law on May the 31st. So Ripple becoming more prominent in Europe, and that only means bigger things for Ripple and XRP. Wanted to thank Michael for posting that. Also happened to see this, guys, from the Wrath of Kahneman here. Signum has received a major payment institution license from the MAS, the Monetary Authority of Singapore. And if you guys forgot, Signum is also a Ripple partner. So Zurich headquartered Signum has received approval from the Monetary Authority of Singapore to commence regulated crypto services in the city-state. Signum has received an in-principle approval for a major payment institution license from the Monetary Authority of Singapore, according to the statement. The license will activate the Sigtel-backed firm's regulated crypto brokerage service in Singapore, which follows a 3-part capital markets license extension granted in 2022. And so the crypto offering, Signum's platform, features a fiat digital gateway and trade execution for a range of cryptocurrencies with live balance updates, quotes, and a choice of trading and vault wallets. Its clients are also assigned to a dedicated relationship manager to provide personal services and support. And the Wrath of Kahneman also mentions this here. Ripple partners SBI and SCB have also invested in Signum. So that's another interesting note. SBI and SCB also invested in this Ripple partner, and Ripple Investment Medico provides digital asset liquidity to all of these individual companies. So very interesting connections here, I gotta say, with regards to Signum, Ripple, and a handful of other Ripple partners. It does bode well that they are also, granted a license approved to do business in Singapore. So, just kind of expanding the web, the flywheel effect, right? Getting these companies moving and utilizing XRP. And just to give you guys some background, Signum Bank did add XRP to their currency portfolio back in 2020. And so as of then, XRP was fully integrated into Signum's regulated banking platform, allowing clients to invest in the token via Signum's e-banking portal for trading desk, or transfer XRP into their custodian wallet at Signum Bank. So already fully integrated. A great piece of news here. Wanted to thank the Wrath of Kahneman for posting that. Another great piece of news coming from Currency Cloud, guys, another Ripple partner. This coming out today, June 15th. ACY Securities partners with Currency Cloud to accelerate their clients' access to trade the global market. So ACY Securities is now partnering with a Ripple partner. The experts simplified business in a multi-currency world by using Currency Cloud's plug-and-play platform. ACY Securities can now help traders to seamlessly deposit funds via local payment rails across 180 different countries and more than 35 currencies. So sounds as though they want to tokenize trading securities to a multitude of different countries. And what better company to go with than a Ripple-enabled company running on the XRP ledger? The interoperability here is key to these business practices. So the collaboration between ACY Securities and Currency Cloud empowers traders with instant access to a robust global payments network, reinforcing ACY's Securities' reputation for leveraging technology to provide an exceptional trading experience. With access to Currency Cloud's global network, including numerous real-time local rails, ACY Securities can optimize their payment infrastructure utilizing multi-currency accounts and live API-driven competitive FX rates. So just another piece of news here, ACY Securities partnering with a Ripple partner. So, part of the strategy for Ripple back in 2019, 2020, partnering with these big companies, okay, realizing these are the gateways in a lot of ways. These are the gateways that have relationships to other clients. And, maybe eventually, as we're seeing now in 2023, the secondary, tertiary partnerships are formulating, and even so much as we're seeing multiple secondary partnerships now partner with one another. As Wrath of Kahneman mentioned here, SBI and SCB have also invested in Signum, and then Medico provides digital asset liquidity to these companies too. And so ACY looks as though it's another avenue to ramp up XRP utility once this deal is all said and done. So some great news there coming from Currency Cloud as well. And if there was ever a question of if Ripple employees were dumping XRP, well, we can always refer to the numbers here. 24 Hours Crypto posted this to all the people who say Ripple executives are dumping XRP. Chris Larsen is sitting on 2.5 billion XRP, okay? 2.5 billion XRP that we can confirm is his. This is not even considering the XRP that may or may not be his from anonymous wallets. There might be more wallets not named, he says, and nothing has been touched since 2013. So let that sink in. These guys know what they hold. These guys realize, this is not a short-term gain. I believe it was, during the bull run of 2018, Chris Larsen was actually dubbed the richest man on earth for a short period of time when XRP reached that all-time high, or at least one of the richest men on earth. And then that number obviously came down and he fell out of the ranking. But he's not looking for that status, in my opinion. It's about building the XRP ledger, and, the long-term gains for XRP are going to be far, far bigger than what they were back in 2018, all-time high, likely going to get blown out of the water. So just to kind of give you guys a sense of what Chris Larsen holds here, just some indications from the ledger. Chris Larsen here has not been touched since 2013, 500,000 XRP. And so that's just one of them. You guys can see there are a few different ones here from July 2013, I guess, 500,000 XRP he holds. This one too, another one from, it's not July, it's February 17th, 2013, another 500,000. And then finally here, February 6, 2013, another 500,000. So these are just 4 examples. Chris Larsen, not touching his XRP, has been sitting in an account since 2013. So longer than you and I, my friends. He's still not selling. Wrath of Kahneman also bringing this up with regards to Ripple partner Banco Rendimento. They're working with Brazil's Pix to allow customers to pay from Pix as they travel across the Latin American corridor. Rendimento is a RippleNet cloud-based study. So just to give you guys a sense, Banco Rendimento is a Ripple partner. InSwitch, a global leader in embedded finance technology, is in collaboration with Banco Rendimento, one of the most dynamic banks in Brazil. They've come together to launch a major offering in payment methods, allowing Brazilians traveling abroad to use the Pix system for purchasing and payments as if they were in Brazil through Latin America. So making the payment process seamless as if they were in Brazil, but you can, pay in any country in Latin America. Pix has become a preferred payment method in Brazil with nearly 150 million registered users and over 2 billion transactions processed in the first 9 months since its launch in November of 2020. So that is huge. I mean, his first 9 months, 2 billion transactions. In March 2023, the system recorded over 3 billion monthly transactions, and the amount moved also reached a record high with over $1.2 trillion transferred in March, according to the central bank. So a big partnership here, guys. The expansion of Pix in Latin America will enable more individuals and businesses to conduct fast, secure, and efficient online financial transactions. Additionally, it will offer a solution to the 3 main current difficulties in cross-border payments, and those are instant and effective currency conversion, transaction security and traceability, and user-friendliness for Brazilians worldwide. So all things that the XRPL can solve for. Obviously, Banco Rendimento, another Ripple payment provider, and I think there's also a connection with Pix too, if I'm not mistaken. Not to mention, back in 2020, Ripple did have a meeting with the head of the bank, the central bank for Brazil. So we know there's a lot of integration there, and it looks as though more is building as the months go on. So I wanted to thank Wrath of Kahneman for posting that. Now, the other day I was also speaking on how CoinDesk was kind of letting back on the FUD against Ripple and XRP. Well, maybe I might have to eat my words today, because they just did exactly what they've been notorious for doing all these years. Perpetuating FUD for Ripple and XRP. Darren Moore here posting this. Brad, what do you think? They put your photo next to a title that says Ripple doesn't care whether XRP is sufficiently decentralized. So this was the article that came out. Basically a FUD piece. I don't want to go over it really, but I will link it in the description of the video for you guys if you are interested in reading what Coinbase is saying. Again, they did label it an opinion piece, so maybe not their official view. But I'm in the same boat as Cowboy Crypto here. CoinDesk has rubbed me the wrong way. Always. Their CEO was a president and CEO at the Street with Jim Cramer, if that says anything at all. So I did not know that until today, actually. Kevin Worth, CEO of Coinbase, used to work at the Street with Jim Cramer. Yeah, the same guy that, the powers that be are using as a puppet to keep us out of cryptocurrency trading. So again, there's the article. Again, I'll link it in the description. David Schwartz luckily has come out and defended this statement. Nobody who claims XRP or the XRPL is not sufficiently decentralized because of Ripple's control has ever described for any specific threat users want decentralization to protect against, precisely how Ripple could use its supposed control to cause them harm, or to cause that harm. So they're saying, even though they're claiming this, nobody has said why this is bad necessarily or cause them harm necessarily. It cannot be done. John B down here saying, correct me if I'm wrong, but the return of unspent funds from escrow is on an honor system. Even if it wasn't, the spending is. If 10% was routinely put into a seemingly legit project, where was that used to manipulate the price? Selling at period highs and buying to maintain a trend? David Schwartz says, Ripple holds a lot of XRP. If you think one party holding a lot of a blockchain's native asset makes it less decentralized, then you would, of course, think the XRPL or the XRP is less decentralized because of Ripple's XRP ownership, but that doesn't give you any control over the ledger or governance. So it's not a numbers game. The way they've constructed the ledger, the way, so you have to kind of understand the way the ledger works. And I think that this is where a lot of these misconceptions come from. Maybe they think they're right in writing a piece like this, but they really should be, looking at the guys who have actually created the technology, David Schwartz, for example, because it's more complicated than they're making it sound. But then that perpetuates FUD, and then people get FUDdy on Ripple and XRP, and then the vicious cycle continues, right? Stuart Alderati even came out here explaining, responding to Miles Jennings' tweet, the SEC's disclosures today confirmed that the SEC thought decentralization was the key difference in the risk profile of certain digital assets as compared to traditional securities, and that it was therefore the appropriate attribute to assess for purposes of Howey. While this revelation is unlikely to help centralized token issuers that conducted ICOs, it is very good for the industry. Since 2018, the industry has followed the SEC's guidance and has focused on building more robust decentralization. The disclosures also prove why calls for more guidance from the SEC are well-founded. Even the SEC is unsure how to define decentralization and why, absent such guidance, congressional action is necessary. But if you guys take a look at Stuart Alderati's response, he says, the promise of blockchain technology rests on the dispersed, i.e. decentralized network of participants. But decentralization is a technological standard that doesn't even have a single definition, not a legal standard. When Hinman and the SEC make up decentralization factors to determine if a token is a security, they do so because they want to brush aside the actual legal requirements, contract of an investment, a common enterprise, etc., as inconvenient legal truths. So Stuart Alderati really kind of giving a description here of what that means. The main players, they have their legalities that they have to kind of defend in order to prove their points in court. Like I said, they've got a mammoth task, and going through every cryptocurrency one by one is not going to work. So they're trying to find a more efficient way, if you can call government efficient way to really kind of hone in on these cryptocurrencies. And, they're still trying, I guess, tooth and nail to, claim that Ripple does not care if XRP is sufficiently decentralized or not. But I mean, we all know the truth. We know this is FUD. We know Ripple is building around the world. This is what's ultimately going to matter at the end of the day, guys, because the cryptocurrencies with real world utility are going to be the ones that have value down the road. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.